Incoming audio transmission. Something's happening, Tenno.
Hello there, Tenno, and welcome to another episode of the Warframe Digest 28. This time we'll be going over Devstream 46 and its relevant topics. So, quick comment, real quickly, for anyone that was wondering, last Digest I did make a little closing stating I was going to go play Skyrim, and I did comment about me knowing the type and theme of the next Warframe. If people did not catch it, which most likely people didn't because it was very over the head, even the source did not even catch on, they assumed, I was talking about Skyrim as the Dragon Warframe. The Dragon Warframe has been confirmed officially by the dev team on Digest 46. The next Warframe will have color-based controls over the element he wields. No exact details, but I am assuming red is fire, blue is lightning, white is ice, and green is toxin. This is an assumption, no official details, but yes, dragons do that. Skyrim kinda proved that a little. Ice dragons white, fire dragons red, elder dragons green. Kinda a little, but still, there are games that have done that. Anyway, I am dabbling on things I should not be dabbling on too much about. Okay, so, talking about the brand new Warframe, what did they go on about? Well, they talked about methods of earning Warframes. Currently, one of the most difficult and most annoying Warframes to go around has been Hydroid and Mesa. Or Mesa, blah blah blah. Gunslinger! Let's call her Gunslinger. Well, currently, Hydroid has been pulled back into the star chart as a normal node on Earth. He is the official Earth boss, with Counselor Vancattë no longer being hidden behind a key. They are trying to find different ways to distribute Warframes that are not as grindy as this, as not as conditional as Mesa. And the reason they have put these little barriers in place is due to the fact that the frames have outlived the bosses. There were more frames than the current bosses available, and it became a problem. In all honesty, this is something that they're going to have to fix long term, as these updates became less about the Warframes and more about the mechanics, as they've stated in the Devstream. So it's very interesting to see what are they planning to do with the next Warframe, the Dragon Warframe, and what are they planning to do with future Warframes after that when it comes to earning and unlocking and building these suckers. So, chop chop, let's see what to do. And real quickly before I start the rest of this stream, or recap, Update 15.13 has done some great revamping and great quality control to the game, something that the team have stated at the beginning of the year that they would be doing throughout the year. Currently they have done a complete sound overhaul with the reverberations and the echolocation of weapons, as well as impact glyphs or reactions for shields, and so on and so forth. The detail for this game have really gone up, and they're really going out for the polish, and it's very noticeable. They're aiming for quality this year, and this is coming in not new mechanics, but expansion on existing mechanics and just making these mechanics better. So how does this tie into the rest of the Devstream? Easy! Raids. Yes, that transition was flawless. Raids have been, again, teased at us. These raids are a lot of big what-if scenarios, but they are going to find ways to do pickup groups, pugs, for raids. It's not going to be locked down behind walls of recruiting and text like the voids are. They're going to allow the ability for pugs to pick up groups to be assembled on the fly, possibly later on, not at initial release. Another thing they've also talked about and puzzled at are bosses. How will the boss mechanics work? They're currently thinking of the idea of involving some sort of puzzle mechanics or some convoluted, interesting little mechanics to increase the challenge factor, something that they've said that these raids are all about, challenge. They've even commented that they are pushing it to the point that a lot of Tenno are going to die. They're not going to make it impossible, but they're going to make it dang hard, which is something this game needs for us top tier players that just walk around with Forma 6 times this and Forma 3 times that, and oh my god, look at the damage I'm pulling. Yeah, it's something that we need. And in all honesty, something that they are also hinting at, which is squeaky chair, shut up, Something that is very interesting is the reward structure. They're talking about giving us new and interesting rewards to make this a very interesting game mode. The current interesting mechanics that we have that may fall in line are the nightmare system. Nightmare missions give off nightmare mods, raid missions will give off raid mods, and some of these raid mods are very ambitious, and they're going to be unique, never before seen rewards that pale in comparison to current mods in existence. No idea how that's going to happen, but it's very interesting. All they've commented about it is that the new mods are yet another blow to the focus system. The focus system has taken another bashing, and it's been set back even further due to the raids, and this is very interesting to me overall. So, not much more detail on that. All we have to do is just wait and see. So, details, and waiting and seeing. What do we have this time around? The community baddie, the community bad guy. Yes, some of the community weapons have already come out. Now some of the community units are about to come out. We're still missing one weapon. I gotta talk to the team about that. Anywho, the Manic. The Manic has been teased yet again, and it's actually been shown off in a video format. Currently, as you're seeing in the back, they are showing off the idle stance of the Manic, and as it will cycle through, you'll see the Manic kick, and it comes in two variations. You have kick 1 and kick 2. We have the melee, melee 1, melee 2, and we have a melee attack. Oh my god, that Excalibur's getting mauled. That might be scary. I wonder how that's gonna work in-game. So, yeah, we're dead. And before anyone's thinking, this Manic is going to be introduced in, I don't know exactly how, but they have commented about it being quite possibly a sub-boss. A boss we'll have to fight midway through the game, or that might pop up somewhere along the missions, just like the Goostrod. I technically consider the hunters sub-bosses until they get blown aside. And before we can think about it, they've already commented, you're not just going to go up and see him and then just blow him apart before he even does anything. He is going to be a high mobility, high sneaking enemy. So he's going to be dodging, bobbing, and weaving, most likely evading our bullets, our swords, sneaking around. We might not even see him coming at all. And we are to expect surprise attacks coming from the Manic. This Manic is very nimble, it's very athletic, it's very melee-centric, and it's going to be a challenge according to the team. I'm very curious to see how this goes through and what interesting new mechanics this will bring to the game overall. And following this is the main portion of all this. We have two new segments coming up. Currently, it's going to be the Relay, as you can see in the back currently right now, and the PvP Showcase, the PvP Overhaul, the Conclave and Dark Sector revamping or imagining. So let's start with the Relay. As you can see now, there's a beautiful new section in the Relay. This is to be in the Relay. That's been confirmed. That's been stated multiple times. Relay. And what is this? Currently, it is going to be the Conclave Master / Library section. It's going to be the area where a Conclave Master, who we don't really know much detail about, it's very hush-hush, or even the model isn't even there, and the Library Cephalon, which is the little orange thing on the back right, let me zoom in, boop, there it is, that one right there, is going to be located. This is going to be somewhere in the Relays. I don't have the details, no one really has the details at all, but it's going to be in there. And what do the Conclave Master and the Library Cephalon offer us? The Conclave Master is going to be a complete redesigned PvP-centric syndicate with its own PvP rewards. The new mods, the new sigils, different things like that, and it's going to be very interesting. Not just that, he's going to be the person we are going to be talking to, and he's going to be the physical representation for mastery exams. As a Tenno progresses through the mastery system, he'll be someone we'll be talking to when it comes down to taking the next promotion exam. As well as you can see here, there's also this little pack corridor. I just cut a little, I'll go back. And you can see this corridor has three different sigils, three different emblems or same little brackets, bronze, silver, and gold for that rank, just to see the mastery exams. You can go through here and redo all previous mastery exams that you want to redo, or preview and test for the next one coming up ahead. It's very interesting because I've always wanted to go back and do some of them that have been changed, because there was a lot of recycling, and I want to go and do some of them that have been promised, or they have been teased, or I just skipped blue. Like I said, they've been changed when I hit that mastery. Mastery 18 is a perfect example. I want to do that. I saw it on YouTube. Looks very pretty. And it also eliminates the need to go to YouTube to see what the next test is and whether or not you'll be able to do it or how to do it best. So this opens up a lot of possibilities to this. So going back to that section I cut, the library cephalon is also being teased here, and as you can see now, if I now walk a little bit more, okay, there is the scoreboard. The scoreboard is going to be a thing that's going to happen for the cephalon pretty much server-wide or game-wide, or words I cannot describe. And what does this represent? The cephalon will generate weekly missions for the Tenno to go out with these capture items, or these special codex scanners, or these special gimmicky or very interesting items to go hunt down X amount of said unit, or specifically styled units with specific names, or blah 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 blah. Specific things we have to go hunt and capture for this cephalon. The cephalons are in the seeking of knowledge and information throughout the universe, well, not the universe, but throughout the known galaxy. And this cephalon wants absolute data from organisms, and the best way to do it is assimilating their atoms. No, we're not killing them, their atoms are still there, we're just storing them in a library. They're still alive. They're still alive. And this is going to be another interesting pseudo-unique syndicate thing, just like the Conclave Master for PvP. This cephalon will be offering unique items in a syndicate manner for his progression, for his story, and all that. And as the whole entire game progresses, or as there's a global goal that's met, little chunks of lore will be distributed for the Tennos that are lore hungry, for the lore hounds. So, yay! New bits of lore coming right our way. I am a lore hound. This is good for me. And the biggest thing that they have to show, which most likely I've been showing this whole entire time. Currently, you've been seeing in the background, most definitely, you've been seeing PvP gameplay. You've been seeing a 4-screen display or something. Or I just might have done is zoom into Sheldon. Or right now, look at that Sheldon. Keep an eye on him. He's a cheater. And you can see that they are redesigning PvP. PvP is going to be redesigned and limited for basic loadout balances. This limited loadout rebalancing is to introduce PvP in a whole new way. What does this mean? The basic loadout limitations are practically, for the moment, it might be like this upon release in 16, the basic starter items. What does this imply? Currently, as of this recording, or as of the basic starters, it's Excalibur, Mag, and Volt. The 3 starter Warframes will be the only Warframes we can use, with an exception of Loki, maybe, him being the 4th one once he gets balanced in for stealth. And the starter weapons, the MK1 Braddon, the MK1 Lado, and the Skana. No idea if this extends to the MK1 Paris, most likely it does, and the MK1 Kunai. Most of the MK1s I would assume. And they're being rebalanced to have specific stats that are PvP centric. And as you can see in the back, these aren't just pointless killings and conclaves as these people are respawning. It is a CTF showcase. Capture the Flag, CTF. They're playing Capture the Flag in a 4v4 manner for conclave PvP purposes. Now, what is very interesting about this mechanic is that affinity and experience, pretty much for people that don't know what affinity is, or affinity/experience can be gained for items through this PvP styled mode, and these items will gain new overall experience that can be carried over to PvE, or player versus environment, or the persistent world outside of PvP. What does this mean? If I got a brand new weapon and I don't want to do Kappa, I can go fight players and friends for the experience. And this may not be correct right off the gate or right off the bat, as these weapons might need approval to get their own PvP-centric stats. And what do I mean by that? Stats that are changed only and specifically for PvP for balancing purposes and for a very fun environment and fair environment. But when you go back to the game, it is drastically more powerful, drastically more beautiful, or faster. So they're changing stats specifically for PvP to make it fair, fun, and interesting. And weapons are not the only things that are getting this pass. all PvP stats are being changed. This extends to warframes, powers, and weapons. Certain powers that you felt were very long-reaching are suddenly short. Something that had longer duration are suddenly a lot shorter or quicker, and so on and so forth. Or they may have been pushed out even more just because it's a player, and players are more cautious and more distant than the bots are, because, face it, they tend to run at you blindly. So they're testing out new game modes, they're testing out new mods. There's going to be PvE specific mods that we can't use. Most likely this will be damage multipliers or damage modifications or these high pushes. And there's going to be PvP only mods that will be available for PvP only. There will be a gray zone for cross-play mods, where these mods work both in PvP and PvE, or in bot or player matches for some other people. And I don't know, it's very interesting. There's a lot of changes coming to this. I'm very excited. It gives me something else to do with my friends when we don't want to go to the dojo and just get our face wrecked because someone clicked faster than the other. And as you've seen the whole entire time, Sheldon has been playing. This is Sheldon's camera, and Sheldon cheated. As you can see, most likely he's been shooting electricity like crazy, and he's not actually had the energy for it. You most likely can't see the energy count, but it was confirmed that he was cheating. He was in God mode, and he did pretty much play the whole match like that until Rebecca caught on near the end, and Sheldon still lost, which is hysterical. Cheating, God mode, and still lost. All these changes are expected to come in Update 16. This includes PvP and the relay changes and the raid entirely. This is a Update 16 centric stream, and it is just very exciting to just see so many big changes coming to 16. 16 is going to be known as the raid PvP update, or as I want to call it, the player interaction update, where it's changing how we interact with other Tennos throughout the game. Because, face it, new raids, new grouping mechanics for players, and new PvP, which is another pitting against other Tenno mechanic. And I don't know, it's very interesting. And as you saw in the background, as I talked about all that, the PvP loadout screen has been shown, and you can see that there's a different, a new button that changes from PvE, PvP, and Arcwing, and it changes filtering systems and all that for mods and words and such. Sorry, I burped somewhere. I cut it out, never mind. I'm talking to myself. Yes, I'm talking to the internet. So, thanks for sticking around. Hopefully you guys found this very interesting. Hopefully this was very entertaining and informative. I'm looking forward to Update 16, and so on and so forth. I'm very giddy. Anywho, nobody outro this time around. No teases, I got no new information. So, take it easy, have fun, and see you next time, Tenno. Ta-ta!